Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be why the no contact rule works. Well, I've got two emails I'm going to go through with you today. The first one is a email success story. It's actually in process. I don't know how long the guy's been following my work, but he describes exactly what he's been doing and saying to successfully reattract his ex-girlfriend who had started dating some other guy after they broke up. And so where they're at today, or at least when I got this email, is she's now blown the other guy off, and she says she's in love with him and wants to have his baby. It was a great turnaround. It looks like probably 2.5, 3 months from the time he broke up till he started implementing things. And the second email is from a woman who was dating a guy. Everything was great, but obviously she came off as a little needy, a little clingy, started pursuing a little too much, and she admits she has a problem at times exercising emotional self-control. And so the guy she's dating is starting to back off and not be as interested. So she's like, what do I do? So it's a perfect email to discuss somebody that's in the middle of the problem right now and another person who's kind of coming out in the end, because I know probably 90% of the people that find out about my work, they're trying to get an ex back. So I have a quote that I wrote. I'm going to go through the quote, and then we're going to go through the first guy's email and see what he's done that has worked so well. The quote says, "The purpose of life is to enjoy it, to become self-realized as a divine being having a human experience who is able to influence the creative forces of the universe to conspire with you to create any kind of life and lifestyle that your heart desires. However, in order to reach your full potential, you must overcome any and all tests of your faith, doubts about yourself, and irrational fears. The universe will send the perfect people at exactly the right time to help you make your dreams a reality and to help you overcome your limitations so you can reach your full potential. Your imagination gives birth to your heart's desires, which then becomes your grand compelling vision and outcomes that you seek to manifest. Your compelling vision is the fire and passion that fuels and inspires your actions. Your actions produce results and experience, which leads to wisdom. Your mind can then be utilized to learn from your experiences, refine and adapt your approach, learn from others who already have the success that you want, and then influence your future actions. With enough time, persistence, repetition, and action, your vision eventually becomes your reality. Therefore, success is not a matter of hope, but simply a matter of time." So let's go through the first guy's email. What you're going to see with this first guy's email is that he really got focused on himself, on his purpose, on his mission, really embodying what masculine energy is all about. Not only is this great for him and his life and his future success, but it also puts him in masculine energy, centers him, and this obviously makes him extremely attractive to feminine women, i.e. his ex or any other beautiful lady that he happens to encounter. So he says, "Hi coach, damn, trusting your advice, following your videos, and reading your book helped me to get my girl back. Please note, as the pessimist that I am, it took a real deal to make me believe in your methods, but then again, I was quite down spiritually and needed guidance. I said countless times over the years, even if you think I'm full of shit, if you apply the things that I teach in my book, if you read it 10 to 15 times and get to know it so well where you don't have to think about it, it will work for you. It doesn't mean 100% of the time you're going to get your ex back, but it will give you the best possible chance to get her back. And if you don't get her back, or him back if you're a woman, if you apply what's in my book, you will get somebody even better next time around. I mean, either way, you fucking win. You get the ex back, or you get somebody better. It's just the way it is. And the idea, just like any successful professional athlete, you try to get a little better each and every day. And every area of your life that you direct your focus and your time and your energy to will improve slowly over time. to be honest, I read your book once. Come on, man. 10 to 15 times. But you're having a lot of success with just the one time there. But if you don't take the time to learn the relationship wisdom that's toward the latter half of the book, you're going to have a really hard time maintaining your success in your relationship long term, dude. Better fucking pay attention. You're doing well now. Don't let that shit go to your head. I've done countless stories over the years that guys are right where you are right now, and they didn't fucking listen to me. Like, I got her back. She blew off the other guy. It's great. 3 months later, they get dumped again. They're like, what happened? Read the fucking book. I've watched a lot of your videos and made myself a step-by-step action program regarding my situation, and it worked. During your coaching, I managed to extract the most important information for my case and applied your teaching. That tells me that you're cherry picking, dude. You have to know everything. My book deals with pickup skills, dating skills, and relationship skills, and general quality of life skills that are essential. And if you're missing some of the parts of it, eventually at some point, you're going to be tested on it. If you don't know, you're going to fall flat on your fucking face. You've been warned. It's your life. Do what you want. I've learned the hard way. I've made so many fucking mistakes in my life, and that's why I know so much, is I did a lot of fucking up. Repetition's the mother of skill. I've done a lot of repetitions, and I've failed a lot more than I've succeeded in life. But I never stopped moving forward. I never stopped learning. I always believed that eventually it would work out. I always had faith in myself that one day, someday, I'd get what it was that I wanted or happened to be seeking. Long story short, I got dumped for being needy, or as the girl said, I need to work on myself. And after your teachings, I managed to get a business for myself, take care of myself, and I've been meeting and banging new girls. So you focused on being the guy that you were before you even met your ex. Started a business. I mean, that's masculine energy. That's awesome, dude. Good for you. It takes balls to do that. Not everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur. And for those of you watching and maybe considering becoming an entrepreneur, I do coach a lot of business owners and a lot of budding entrepreneurs. The biggest thing that an entrepreneur needs is you got to deal with rejection and you got to deal with failure. And the reality of being an entrepreneur is most of your fucking ideas are not going to work. That's just the way it happens to be. So if you can deal with failure and years of failure, as long as you're learning and you believe in yourself and you really have a emotionally compelling vision, something that you really love, and you want to become awesome and great at it, you will get there. Eventually, you will learn enough to make it work and make a damn good living off of it. I started out with a no contact rule and applied the contact me only if you want a relationship with me. That's right out of 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back. And for those of you that are trying to reattract an ex, I highly encourage you to watch that video 10 to 15 times and read the article 10 to 15 times, because all that stuff is written out. Every single possible scenario or objection that could be thrown at you is dealt with in there. And I also deal with if you're the one that did the dumping and now you regret it, or you were the one that got dumped and you didn't want to be dumped and you want another shot. Deal with all those things, and you have to be prepared, because you never know when you're going to get a text out of the blue or a phone call out of the blue, or you're going to run into your ex somewhere. If you're not fucking prepared, you're going to fumble the football, and you're going to be kicking yourself going, God damn, I wish I'd have listened to that shaved head motherfucker. I left the door open with the gift of a set of keys to my flat. The silence, getting out of the offered friend zone, leaving the door open, and the walking away and meaning it did the job for step one. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. And when someone said, like this particular girl had another guy that she was starting to date, so if he would have agreed to just be her friend, then she would have just kept him in backup zone while she kindled things with the new guy. And eventually she would have chosen the new guy over the ex. But he said, no, that doesn't work for me. Scarcity creates value, and that's the beauty of what no contact does. Because when you're with somebody, like in this particular case, you have a relationship, you got a history together, she's more emotionally invested in you than this new chump that she was with. Therefore, when you completely become scarce and she doesn't hear from you, it creates value in her eyes. She starts to miss you, especially if the new guy is making mistakes, which there's a 97% chance that the new dude is going to make mistakes. And by you focusing on yourself, like this guy started a business, he started meeting new ladies, he said, this is what I want, not interested in being friends, but if you change your mind, give me a call. I managed to do all this shit for a period of 3 months, so putting my girl in place with your advice in step 1 and starting to work on myself triggered the reaction of her checking up on me and my progress each week by reaching out. If a woman is chasing you, she ain't dumping you. She ain't getting rid of you. But this is an important part that's also discussed in 7 Principles to Get an X Back, is that when a woman reaches out 2 separate consecutive occasions and she turns you down when you ask her out on a date, even though she's the one reaching out to you, because when you walk away and you never look back, that means the ex has to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. She's got to do, or he's got to do, 100% of the calling, texting, pursuing if you're a woman. If you're the one that got dumped, the other person has to earn another chance with you. They must do 100% of the calling, texting, pursuing. That's just because that way it becomes their idea. Think about it. This particular case, he was weak, he was needy, she dumped him, tried to friend zone him. Now the average guy would have just gone along with the phone calls and probably would have started calling thinking, hey, that'll get me somewhere. And all it does is firmly cement you in friend zone. Because no self-respecting alpha male is going to fucking sit around and call and contact a woman or be her therapist every time she wants to call and whine about her new boyfriend. He's going to say, honey, that's something you need to discuss with your new boyfriend. Like I said, I'm not interested in just being friends. If you don't want to work on our relationship, then give me a call if you change your mind. Otherwise, I really hope it works out for you and the new guy. I gotta run. Keep in touch. See you. Bye. Step 2 on my part was the rejected twice, walk away. As I offered a date on 2 occasions and I got turned down, but I still stayed in touch. But she still stayed in touch to be checked on as my progress grew. So far, so good. I had said my final words, left the door open, and I got rejected twice. So now I waited as she was going out with another dude. This was all in a period of about 2.5 months. So he asked her out twice, 2 different times that she reached out to him. Because again, he didn't want the relationship to end. She pushed him aside. So therefore, she must earn another chance with him. Therefore, she has to do 100% of the calling, texting, pursuing. I mean, think about it. He's asked her out twice when she's reached out to him. It makes no fucking sense for him to reach out to her and ask her. Even though she's reaching out to him, she's still turning him down for dates. That's why you only ask twice. And then you stop asking. And the only way you'll ever bring it up again is if she brings it up. And the only reason she'd bring it up is if she was ready to get rid of the other dude. Last week, when I understood that I had to get my girl's hometown for a show, I'm a rapper, by the way, I simply posted pictures of the event on social media, and to spice things up, I posted a photo shoot that I did not too long ago, just as a reminder of how I look for the female fans. Well, you got to do it for the fans, of course. All of this was made for my girl to see and trigger her emotions, jealousy, lust, and desire to see and feel me, which had the effect of her sending a text via Facebook asking me if those hot pictures of me were posted as a reminder to her of what I looked like and to trigger her emotions as I was going to be in her area in 2 days. So from this perspective, he's living his life, he's moved on, he's having a good time, he's posting a professional photo shoot all around for his female fans, of course, and probably if he has any kind of success so far and girls like his music, they're probably going, hey, you look really great in those new pictures. Hey, I really like your new single. And of course, if the ex is trolling your Facebook to kind of play like Sherlock Holmes to see where you're at and what the potential is that some other woman may come and steal you away from her, Scarcity creates value. And if there's other women vying for your attention and you're not doing anything to reach out to her, the value is slowly going up. Your value in her eyes, I should say. My reply, keeping it short and sweet, he said, I play mind games, baby. Jedi mind trick? Which ended with her making a date. I just upgraded it from dinner to walking her dog to her visiting my show later to having coffee the next day at her place, which ended up on her couch, and after that, dinner. A text via Facebook the next day telling me she loves me, and an immediate phone call telling me, I love you and I just don't get scared, but I want you to be the father of my kids. And the guy that I started dating, fuck him. Huh. Well, that's a complete fucking 180. So you see what he did here. He did nothing. He said, this is what I wanted. She reached out. He tried to get her to get together with her twice, but she was still too wrapped up in the other guy. So he said, all right. So he stopped asking. He lived his life. He's posting pictures. I'm living this great life. I'm there. It's awesome. She sees it. She starts testing the new guy more. Obviously, more than likely, he's failing and flailing. She reaches out. He does nothing. She brings up the date. She brought it up first. And then what did he do? He turned it into an indoor session of the Indoor Olympics on the couch. Good job, dude. So, Coach, thank you for being the player that you are. I'm not a player, dude. Far from it. And I'm not a pickup artist either. What I am is a coach. And what I'm great at is negotiating to get what I want in life. And that's what I teach, really. Most of everything I teach, you can boil it down to negotiating for yourself, getting the terms that you want. Because what I'm all about is teaching people self-reliance, not just in your personal life, but in your business, your career, and your dealings with your clients, and taking care of yourself, and your business negotiations, and your friendships, making sure your life is filled up with people who love, support, nurture, and encourage you to reach your full potential. That's what I'm all about. I'm not out running around fucking getting phone numbers, going clubbing. I don't do those things. I don't do that shit anymore. I did plenty of that in my 20s. I had my fill of it. I'm a lightweight these days. I mean, I hardly ever have it. I think it's probably been a month since I had a drop of alcohol. I love the taste of beer, but 2 to 3 beers, I'm 46 now, just doesn't feel good. I like being healthy. I like enjoying my life. And I like spending it with like-minded people. Keep up the good work. And as for me, I believe that now I just have to continue creating fun-filled romantic opportunities for sex to happen without putting labels on us, and not to mention the past, as that's her job, and mine is to work on myself and to continue to court her. And read the fucking book 10 to 15 times, dude. You're a little full of yourself, so I'm bringing that back down to earth a little bit, gently, just to say, read the fucking book 10 to 15 times. There's no shortcuts to success. Build on the momentum you've got, because you're going to need those relationship skills if you're going to maintain it. Right now, you're just using pickup and dating skills. That's the easy stuff. The relationship skills, those are the hard things. That's why pickup artists, they never talk about those, because they don't have relationships. It's all about the thrill of the hunt for them. I got a few people I know that are like that. It's just, they love hunting. They love new women. They love new experiences. Me, personally, growing up in the environment that I grew up in with no good quality relationships, I really value great, high-quality friendships. I really value great, high-quality romantic relationships. I really value having great relationships with really great clients, people I enjoy coaching, and people I enjoy working with. Again, everybody's different. Every single person watching this video is going to want something somewhat different from what I'm all about, what you're all about, and the person next to them is all about. The idea, it's all about self-reliance. You creating the life that you want. Because most people in this world, 99.99% of the people in this world, They hate their fucking lives. They hate the people they have in their lives. They don't like the people that they're in relationship with, and they feel fucking trapped, and life feels hopeless. And they don't take care of themselves, and they die many decades before they should have. And it's a fucking tragedy, because life really is fucking amazing. But if you don't feel like you can get the things you want in life, whether it's your personal life or your professional life, or the things, the bling that you want, if you will, you're going to feel powerless. And eventually, that saps your will to live. And it's like once somebody loses their will to live, their enthusiasm for life, they got one foot in the grave. They're doing things that are more going to bring them closer to the end of their life as opposed to bringing them closer to their dreams and a life and lifestyle that they really want. So let's go to the second email. This is from a woman. She says, "Hi, Corey. I've watched some of your videos and found them very interesting. However, I noticed that they are all catered towards guys. Or so it appears that way. Not true. A lot of my clients are also women. I teach what I teach to both men and women. And I mean, I've been getting a lot of emails lately from guys bitching and complaining that I'm answering too many fucking emails from women. And if you're thinking about sending me one of those emails, don't fucking bother. Don't waste your time because I don't want to fucking hear it. I have female clients and I have male clients. And I coach people who are cool and who are easy to work with, who are open to learning, and who I enjoy working with. If you're a miserable asshole, please unsubscribe and go somewhere else because I just don't want the bullshit in my life. My life is a drama-free zone, and it's an asshole-free zone. And if you're an asshole and you want to post a miserable comment or send a nasty email, do us all a favor and unsubscribe and go find other miserable assholes to be miserable with. Recently, I have been dating a guy I really like, and I've been on a dating rampage for the last 2 years. You go, girl. I was in a 5-year relationship prior and only one boyfriend all of my entire life of 27 years. Anyhow, I need help because I really like this guy and I don't want to screw it up. I usually contain an aloof personality when it comes to guys because I am aware that I am attractive and not that dumb. Are you saying you're dumb, but just not that dumb? I'm just fucking with you. I do have more guy friends, however, and I attribute it mainly to the fact that I love playing video games, the good stuff, not apps, and I have a career in a male-dominated field. Cool. Do you like football? Do you like sports? Because that's always a bonus for guys. We met online, and our first date was at Oktoberfest with his friends. So I'm assuming you're from Europe, maybe Deutschland. It was nice. Then we met up again at his place, and I gave in. The 3 H's, hang out, have fun, hook up. Look at that. We have been doing similar dates ever since. Well, I would highly encourage you to read my book 10 to 15 times. I think he likes me because he has told me, however, lately his texts are becoming less. So, when this happens, you got to think of dating like a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net, you got to wait for him to hit it back. And when the quickest way to get somebody else's attention is to remove yours. So, you're obviously texting and talking to him too much and spending too much time with him, and he's starting to take it for granted. That's why he's texting you less and less. I don't understand why, because we have similar personalities and we crack each other up. Well, he's a little full of himself, especially if you're blowing his phone up and he's not at the same place emotionally. You got to look at what the other person is doing, saying, thinking, feeling. When you grow up in a happy household where mom and dad love each other and everybody's happy, these things, you don't worry about these things because you love yourself, you value yourself, you know what you bring to the table. And if somebody's not treating you right, you're going to let them know. And if they don't change their behavior, you're just not going to invest the same amount of time. But for me, you, and most people that didn't grow up in the perfect household, we have to learn this stuff. We have to learn how to show. We have to learn when to back off when the other person's not investing as much. So if he's texting less, you should text less. And keep reducing the amount that you're reaching out to him until you start seeing him to start reaching out and being more enthusiastic for you. Remember, scarcity creates value, and that's the beauty of no contact. When you're not around, especially this guy, if you're calling and texting him all the time and then you just kind of disappear, for the first day or two, it's not a big deal. And all of a sudden he's wondering, well, I haven't heard from her. What happened to her? Did she meet some other guy? It creates value. And if once he perceives you as being more valuable, guess what? He's going to make more of an effort to spend time with you. I really try to refrain from texting him, but sometimes I give in. In other words, sometimes you lose your shit. More than likely, when you become fearful and you worry about the future, you text him just to kind of see where you stand. This is the same kind of stuff that I did when I was younger and I didn't know any better. Growing up in a family like mine where my mom never hugged me, never said I love you, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, all my grandparents, they were all like that. You just get yelled at or you get the shit beat out of you when you do something wrong. You always feel like you're walking on eggshells. And so you don't know what normal feels like. And I didn't see normal. There was nobody in my family that was normal, that had a relationship that I was like, that's really healthy. So again, I had to learn all this stuff when I became an adult. And I had to learn it the fucking hard way. And so when somebody's not reciprocating, when somebody's not reaching out and texting you, you got to notice that and back off. The greatest gift you can give anybody is the gift of your time. And if somebody is treating your time like it's worthless, then treat them, just match and mirror right back to them what they're giving you. It'll get his attention real fucking quick, as long as he still cares. Usually he does the texting. Should I be patient and let him continue initiating the texting? Yes. Or should I talk to him about it? At this point, there's nothing to say. Because the bottom line is you've admitted in your email that you tend to text too much, and you probably come off as being a little needy and a little clingy, and therefore your value in his eyes has dropped. And the way to regain that is to become scarce again. Then he starts to doubt and become unsure. Does she not like me anymore? Did she meet somebody else? When he starts questioning himself, that's when he'll reach out to you to gain some clarity. And then you just, hey, we should get together. I'd like to see you. That's all you got to say to him. Then he'll plan the next date, and then you can hang out, have fun, and hook up. We've been seeing each other for about 7 weeks. I am not good at keeping track. I usually just go with the flow. I've asked some of my guy friends, but they are inexperienced in dating or they have horrible relationships. Well, it's very smart of you to recognize that you shouldn't be taking advice from people that don't have a really awesome relationship. In other words, if you're thinking about taking dating or relationship advice from somebody, you should only take dating advice from somebody who has the kind of relationship that you would love to be in, or with the kind of person that you would love to be with, and it's healthy, they don't argue, they get along great, and they're focused on the same goals, the same values. Otherwise, don't be asking them for advice. But like I said, if I were you, I'd just back off, but you really need to read my book. You can even read it for free at my website just by subscribing to the newsletter. So I highly encourage you to go there and do that now and do yourself a favor. Yeah, you can get a paperback copy or an iTunes version or the Kindle version if you like. But do yourself a favor, start reading the book so you can learn the fundamentals, because obviously you're similar to me. You didn't learn this stuff growing up, so you have to learn it on your own. You have to learn to walk that balance between pursuing too much and not pursuing enough, because obviously you tend to pursue too much, and that just comes from a lack of, you didn't get enough strokes as a kid, basically, from your parents. I mean, that's the bottom line. You didn't get enough hugging, didn't get enough loving, you didn't get enough attaboys or attagirls, and that's why you feel this way. So you don't feel you're as good, so therefore you try to make up for it by taking extra action, and all that does eventually is turn the other person off. So if you'd like to get my help personally, go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and just book whichever coaching option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.